and gentlemen, we welcome Minister Laura Moss to do the coin toss here this evening before things get underway here at TIO. All right, the Adelaide Crows have won the toss, electing to kick towards the Michael Long Centre. That is Freo going to the airport ends. All right, this is going to be a big game this evening. It's a trial match here, Adelaide Crows and Freo Jumpers. Get behind your team and good luck to both of them going into 2019.
Hello and a big welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for this trial match. The Adelaide Crows taking on Fremantle in the AFLW competition. We've seen these teams play here before, but got some new players in there and some pretty special ones as well. Joining me in commentary, Ashley Monakaris is with us. Hello, how are you going?
G'day Charlie, how are you?
Looking forward to the game?
I am actually looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to watching Erin Phillips, actually, one of my favourite AFLW players.
She's a champion, there's no doubt about it. There they are in the huddle, the Adelaide Crows. And joining us also, Lauren O'Shea is with us. Hello, Lauren.
Hi, Charlie. How are you?
Good. Look at that team. They look fantastic. You know most of those players.
I know. Yeah, I do know a good chunk of them. There's a few new ones in there that I've read up on. And, yeah, very exciting game ahead of us.
And speaking of excitement, great excitement for Danielle Ponter tonight. Makes her debut in that squad there. She's never played. She may have trained. Has she trained with them before?
They've had a bit of a few training sessions together, but yeah, Danielle being one of the two Darwin-based players, so exciting times ahead, and Jasmine Hewitt being the other one.
Stevie Lee Thompson there as well, and Ange Foley tossed the coin. Is that any indication she's the captain?
Well, voting was done today, Charlie, and it's going to be announced tomorrow, so yet to see, but I would expect Angela to definitely be in the leadership team.
Yes, that's right. And the Fremantle team, what do you make of their chances here tonight?
Well, Freo are 2 from 2 so far, so hopefully we get on top of this one.
So last year the Adelaide Crows finished 5th, 7 games, 3 wins, 3 losses and a draw, and Fremantle finished 7th. They played 7 games, 3 wins and 4 losses. And the last time they played was in Darwin back in round 6 last year, and Adelaide won 6-4 to 5-6. So it was a really close game, I remember it well.
Yes, it was a really exciting one.
So they're ready, just about to go here. Umpire holds it aloft, and Ash Menakaris is going to get us away.
Well, they look evenly matched height-wise and strength-wise. Back in the middle it goes. Metcalf got a hand on it first for the Crows. It's loose, picked up, smothered off the boots, not travelled far enough. Play-on's the call. Body's heavy there, meeting first up. Good start, good physical feel-out contest. They odd dive on it, and I think the umpire will ball it up. And the umpire, Charlie, is Giles Lewis, who actually did an NTFL Grand Final in 2011 and 2012.
Oh, good on him. Did he win ABC Umpire of the Year? Must have. Handball came out. That time was pretty good by Hatchfield, or Hatchard rather, down towards the half-back line. Little kick that didn't go anywhere. Looked like maybe a push in the back, but not quite. Players go over the top. It's Scrambly earlier on, comes out and still not able to get clear. Wants some space here, and now the handball worked pretty well. And a hurried kick to the centre of the ground, bounces clearly. Chance here for the Adelaide Crows to get it. They'll go looking for it, not able to pick it up. There was Rad's kick. Fremantle with control of the footy. Handball smothered in the middle. Lauren O'Shea, rather. It's
Jackson, there we go.
We would like to have her out there, wouldn't you? Lauren O'Shea was pretty tight at the start, isn't it?
It definitely was, and watching Ange Foley there, she's playing more of an on-ball role this season, so she was in amongst those hustles there.
First score on the board there, a point to the Adelaide Crows, so the Dockers to bring it in. Ash.
Yeah, so the ball being brought back through a traditional kick-in. Now, keep in mind the rules have changed this season, so the starting position from a kick-in can be just played on. They don't have to kick to themselves. So the fullback that time just opting to kick it forward. It's up on half forward now for the Crows. Play on was the call, touched off the boot. In there was body work, couldn't get a hold of it. Now it's back out line. Metcalf can't pick it up for the Crows. Heavy contest there. Both sides willing at this early stage is wanting to test the other out. Quick boot, quick kick. And they're in the hands of Ratchett. She plays on quickly, looking for her full forward. And she's found her. And that's Chloe Shear will run into an open goal and put the first goal on the board for the Crows. 2 minutes in. Adelaide, 1 goal, 7 points.
Saw Chloe played against her in a practice match in Adelaide once, and she was absolutely incredible, and unfortunately did her knee last year, I think it was, so that pushed her little AFLW debut back a little bit, but it's great to see her out there, and what a strong body she has.
She pushed Breslin aside then pretty easily, didn't she? Strong upper body strength.
That's another one of the rule changes, Charlie. So, I mean, she went to the side, but the hands in the back rule has changed this year as well. As long as there's no second movement, the hands can sit in the back and let the player back into you. But if there is a push, then it'll still be a push in the back. Back in the middle.
Knocked down there. Clear for down to the Crows end. Fremantle can get a kick away here. Hurried kick to the middle. Out to the open spaces. Got away from them and landed in the hands there of Jess Foley. She's a basketballer and she kicks across.
Foley there.
To look for her cousin. Well, it's not really her cousin, but Ange Foley with a kick out wide now. Links it up to the running Chelsea Randall. They got to her. She got the kick away. Down to the 50, almost to the 50-metre line. Fremantle equal to the task. High up and under kick, but too many Crows back there in defence. One of them, Ange Foley, spears it inside 50. What a great kick it was. Ball was not clear. Lands on the ground. Tackling, ferocious tackle laid on ball, held up there. Is umpire going to pay a free kick out of that? No, he's going to let the game. No,
he's paid. That was a great tackle. That was a great tackle.
Super tackle.
So Hannah Martin there that was involved in that play, she's actually very new to football. She's had a season in South Australia.
Kicking up the line there. It looks like it's going to be all Adelaide, and it will be, and that'll be Chelsea Randall. Looks back inside. Teammate open, and Ange Foley. Play on quickly. Foley, right foot. Puts it out in front, 2 to choose from. Drop ball. Comes back around though. The Crows still have it. Ratchid's presented herself. Couldn't quite get a hold of it. Socket off the ground. Let go. Play on's the call. Docker's trying to relieve some of the pressure, but they're under enormous pressure from the Crows forward. Slung off it, and she'll get a free kick. Just trying to have a look at who that is.
Denny Van Hagen, I believe.
All right, so she'll go back at, I think she's going to have a deliberate shot at goal here. She's going to kick from the 50, I would suggest. She's got a couple of options up forward. Shearer's still sitting there waiting. But Denny Van Hagen is going to go back and have a deliberate shot at goal. 4.5 minutes gone here at TIO Stadium. It's going to fall short. It's going to drop in the back. Play on. They're bringing it out. Docker's defenders trying to ease again that pressure. It's all Crows at the back. Metcalf, good hands, roving. Now the bend over, out it comes again. Just left that ball behind there. Dockers keep the pressure on, trying to keep it forward. Loose on the ground. Picked up there by Sharp. Right foot into an open goal. Here's a chance, first chance. Oh, I think she might have muffed it. Well,
that looked very messy.
That was Kelly Gibson, who actually came across from the Crows last year, was injured in a game not dissimilar to this, had a first opportunity.
So Cox to bring the ball back into play, goes short with a dangerous kick it was, lands on the ground, chance for Fremantle here under enormous pressure. Antonio got it away, whistle's gone, free kick pulled out of it. Crows free kick in defence, their pressure starting to show earlier on. Pumping kick comes out wide, outside the defensive 50 towards the boundary line. Plenty of numbers get there for Crows. Lee got to it under pressure, kicked it out of bounds. It was touched as it came off the boot.
Now Lee coming across from Carlton too, Charlie, for this season.
Mighty Blues. Nothing wrong with them. His throw into almost directly in front of us. We're in the Morris Rioli stand here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin for this trial match. Good to see women's footy here. Ruck contest here. Important to try and get that front position, and she wasn't able to get it there, Metcalf, but Crows have come away with it anyway. They charge through the middle. The kick's okay. Set a bit of a task here for Stevie Lee Thompson. She almost overran the footy, got there with the tackle, put some pressure on. Fremantle with a short kick to the middle of the ground, and the Crows there can cut it off.
They're looking to send it back in forward. It's chopped off. There's a turnover. Then she's held without the ball. In fact, a free kick against the Dockers, and it will go to Hannah Martin. Plays on quickly, looking for Sarah Perkins. Juggles it once, then takes her. Just came onto the field. Great mark.
Very strong hands, Sarah Perkins, and belongs in that forward line, that's for sure. She's got a thumping kick on her as well, so I don't think the distance here should be any problem at all.
No, not much of an angle either, Charlie.
You umpired these ones. You called her Tex, didn't
I
you?
did call her Tex Perkins. I just thought she's Tex Perkins. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was a bit disrespectful of me, but
it's a common nickname these days.
Yeah, she was very good that day too, Charlie.
She did have a go in the longest kick competition, one AFL Grand Final day too.
Just drifting off there through for a point. I just saw notice that Nikki Gore's come on as well for the Crows. As they played on there straight away, you notice no kick. Chip back inside, and it's going to be chopped off.
So the Dockers now from deep in defence, kick it outside, defensive 50. Plenty of Crows players there. At the back was Ponta. She got her first touch, went along the boundary line to Stevie Lee Thompson, and it was out of play, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So the umpire will throw it in. So now here the umpire comes. Is this a ball up or a throw? This is thrown. So they come in 10 metres.
That's to keep the ball in play.
So here's the throw in. So that's the 50-metre line there. The Crows in attack. High throw in, good knock down to ground, and Foley involved in that, didn't get to the footy. Now kick around the body was pretty good from fourth down towards the forward line, parked underneath it. Crows not able to take the mark there, and some bullocking work done by Metcalf there. They're just getting numbers around the footy. This has been a discussion point, hasn't it, that too many players around the fall of the ball?
Yes, that has been a bit of an issue, and I guess the new rule too with the starting positions as well to keep people spread across the ground evenly.
And only 16 aside on the field to keep it open as well. Hurried kick out, loose, bouncing towards the boundary line there. It's been picked up and to be solid up to more space.
I think Ponta gave her a good nudge on the outside there.
Cleaned up though. Ooh, coming through late. Foley cleaned up, but it's been chopped off there by Cara Bowers. Bowers from the Dockers send it in again, turnover time. Handball chipped on by Randall, that's clever. Now this is Gore. Gore, #1 draft pick for the Crows this season. First touch. Trying to get a boot onto it and successful. Keep it moving forward. Still loose. Hurried kicks. In front then for the Crows was Cox. Gore with a second touch in as many minutes. Loose on the ground. Leading around is Ratchidge. Trying to pick it up. Got help, has a bounce, didn't really come off.
Sally Riley open there in the middle, calling for it.
Well, that was Foley. Oh, sorry, Rhiannon Metcalf there. He's paid a mark.
A kick down in towards the forward line underneath it. Big Tex couldn't wrap the mark up, and the ball goes to the Fremantle Dockers. They can clear it. Outside defensive 50, bouncing ball here. They have two at the fall of the ball here. Handball over the top. It was intended for, but didn't get to Ebony Antonio. Kick inside 50 now. Chance here to mark it. Good clean-up work at the back there. They'll get clear here through Pooh. Went with the kick out wide. Back towards the boundary line and then pushes it out over the boundary line and out of play. Didn't really have to do that, but she was under some pressure. It might have been Duffy.
Yep,
Duffy.
Danielle Ponta heavily involved in that passage of play there. She's doing really well.
Ready to bring it back in. I'm just watching Sarah Perkins come off there. Word is she'll only play half this game. The ball held up. The ball will be thrown up.
So what is the half rule? Is it a half in one bit, or do they play bits and pieces that add up to a half, Lauren?
I would think it would add up to a half. So, yeah, there's a couple of other people in the same boat there. Erin Phillips, Chelsea Randall, Sarah Perkins just playing the half a game today, but I would imagine it will be staggered throughout the entire game.
Well, Stephanie Kane taken high there and hard, and she plays on quickly. Another high contact let go there. Stubbs. Dockers keep it going forward. Donnellan, right foot to a contest. Antonio.
That's a goal.
Sockers it off the ground and puts it through.
Sarah Allen there trying her best to stop that one, but couldn't quite get onto it too. Sarah Allen's sister Jess was also drafted to the Crows, but she's having a season off and pursuing her career. So the two Allens are pretty unstoppable, very tall, so ruck options, but also good back players as well.
You're watching it here on a replay. can see there, Ebony Antonio got a foot on it, just
Tell you
managed to
what,
scrape it in.
just snuck that in, didn't she, Charlie?
You did.
So the score, you can see it there, 1 goal to the Adelaide Crows, 1-1 Fremantle. I think we're in for a close one here, Lauren. We expect that.
Yes, we would expect a close one, and yeah, so far it's shaping up to be that way.
Good numbers here. Crowds come in. They got in free. They were allowed to come into the TIO Stadium here free after 6 o'clock. There were some men's matches on here. Foley emerges with the footy, pumps it down towards 50-metre line. That's a great mark, and it was a good kick. And G. Shear, who kicked the first goal of the match, took a terrific mark. She's a long way out from goal. She'll go short. She's got to play her loose inside 50, and a strong mark. Juggling it was, but in the end it was a good strong mark was taken there by, is that fourth?
That is fourth, yes.
Renee fourth. So she's within kicking distance. Lauren, can she kick it from there?
She'd be borderline, I think, from here. So, yeah, Renee Forth moved up to Darwin for the Thunder season, was at GWS prior to being drafted to Crows.
So she's played 5 games of AFLW. So she'll be looking to add to that this year. That's the 50-metre line. Starts her approach. She'll kick. She's got plenty of elevation on it. Goes right to the goal line. I reckon if she just get that over the line, I reckon she might have. It is. It's a goal. So Forth kicks a goal, and the Crows have got 2.
Very exciting for Forth. New club, and, yeah, one of the goals on the board.
It was a strong mark, wasn't it? It was good play and a good strong mark.
It's great. Chloe Shear in the forward line. She's going to be unstoppable. Her stature and her presence, and just she can outmuscle anyone by the looks of it.
I would think that Chloe will also give them an option in the midfield at some point too, the way she moves.
That's it. She's quite speedy and, yeah, just very, very strong.
Well, Metcalf is back in the middle for this ball up. Very handy so far. 14 minutes gone, 14 points, plays 7.
We should mention here, 20-minute quarters they are, and just a hot 20, aren't they?
That's right.
Just for the practice match, but not during the AFLW season.
Indeed.
Quick hands. Dive on it. There's a hold there, though. That kick will go to Gabby O'Sullivan. She plays on quickly. 2-on-1. Over the back. Loose. Can't pick it up. Was Duffy for the Dockers. Taken just as she picked it up was the Dockers player, and I'll grab her number in a second. In fact, it was Hooker. So it's good field position here for the Dockers. Directly in front, 30 out, but it's 1 out by the Crows. Although it's going to come straight. Great smother off the boot. Still trying to work to pick it up. They're having to work much harder for their possessions, the Dockers. Under good pressure. Sargent sends it in. Loose at the back. Oh, hurried kick, and it's gone out of bounds. You'd think they'd have a deliberate shot at goal there, Charlie.
Yeah. Well, and not a lot of handballs in it. Do we expect to see more handballs?
No, it's a bit of hit and miss with the handballs. If they're on, obviously they're on, but I think a lot of the time the message is just to get boot to ball and get it going.
Hooker's kick to the top of the square there. Chance here to pick it up and run was Stewart. Goes around her body, has a shot, misses out to the left. Comes up with a minor score, so...
Handball's hard to get out in the congestion, I think, Charlie, so...
Ball to come back into play here. The Crows with it now. Out towards the 50-metre line. It's a pretty good kick too. Gee, it went out a long way.
Very good kick.
Push out of the way. Searching for it in there was Sargent. Whistle has gone. It's going to be a free kick to the Crows in defence.
Hatchard just got taken high there in that first round tackle. Looking for Riley. Quick hands to Ange Foley. Right foot hurried. Chopped off though by the Dockers halfback. Just sends it straight through and then taken hard. And I think that might be 50. Yeah, it is.
Wasn't really looking at the ball at all.
No, that's Gibson. And I don't know if they would have been former teammates at the Crows last year or when Kelly went, but in the first year.
Yes, they were.
So might have been welcome to the Fremantle Dockers from a former teammate.
So she's played 9 AFL games, hasn't she?
Yeah, she had a few out, yeah, we know last season because she injured herself in this practice match this time last year.
Taking her time here, not much of an angle to talk about. Probably kicked from about 35 out. Suspect to be within her range. We'll just see what happens with the accuracy. The Dockers leans back into it a little bit too much. It drifts off to the right. The Dockers go to 1-3. 9 points. They trail the Crows 2-2-14.
I think if Kelly had got that one, there would have been a little cheeky comment there to Chelsea Randall, who was on the mark.
So the Crows to bring it in now. And they're going to kick it out, but it wasn't the best kick. Gave every chance there to Stubbs, who got the chest mark and then dropped it. Whistle has gone. They're going to pull the free kick out of it, though. It's going to be awarded to Antonio, who kicked the first goal for Fremantle. She's a long way out. Not sure she can get that distance. That's the 50-metre line just in front of her. She'll take a couple of steps and get to it. There she is at 50 now. So from about 48 metres she kicks, and she's got plenty on it right down to the goal line. Certainly had the distance, but it was not quite going to make it, and then it went through for a minor score, and now the Adelaide Crows can bring it back out again.
Well, one of the new rules and allows you to get that ball moving straight away, and they've done that. Picked out a target on that far side in front of the scoreboard. Over the top. Oh, coming charging through there was
Stevie Lee Thompson.
Stevie Lee Thompson, one of the locals. Northern Territory local, that is. But a free kick's been found. Has he paid a throw? Yep, he's paid a throw. So the ball will come back to the Dockers.
I was impressed. I thought it was a slick handball.
And they get inside that 50 again. Been putting a bit of forward pressure on in the last few minutes of the Dockers. Haven't been able to put any pressure on the scoreboard, though.
You can tell that ball is getting slippery.
Oh, just charging through and saying, I'll pick it up.
This is a good even contest, isn't it? Two teams. It's just... They're finding it hard to get out of their Crows. Here's Laurie. Turns around and the little kick will come down towards the half-forward line. All left behind and then picked up second time, but got the kick away, was okay. Crows in front position can take a mark. Running down there.
Dana Cox here.
Cox onto the right boot will go short. Tried to get it to a teammate who ran into a tackle, went to ground. Umpire said it was high. It was going to pay the free kick.
It was
it Hatchard?
Hatchard there, yep.
Yeah.
She's looking very fit, Hatchard.
Back out on centre wing. Oh, back and forward, we see Sarah Perkins has made her way back onto the field. Long way from home, though, with the goals. Here it comes, brought down. Rose had front position. There it was, Randall. Had a fair bit of the ball in this first term. Perkins on the run. Picked up there by Stannard. Held, let go. In fact, no. Picked up was the free kick, so Justine Mules will get the free kick. Just had her jumper pulled out. Mules will go forward as the siren sounds here to end the first term. And the Adelaide Crows, 2-2-14, lead the Fremantle Dockers 1-4-10.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is quarter time with Adelaide sitting at 2-2-14 to Fremantle 1-4-10. Definitely looks like a bit of a sweaty game out there. I'd like to thank our sponsors, TIO Towards Zero, the Northern Territory Government, Carlton United Breweries, Coca-Cola, Statewide Super, No More, Flight Centre, Cazelli's Past Club, Sterling NT, Kennard's Hire, Intersport, and our media partners, 7 News Darwin, IT News, MX109, and Hot 100. Just reminding patrons, strictly no arena access tonight during the game, even at half-time. But do stick around for the half-time. We'll be able to chat to one of the players as they come off the field. This is a trial match for the 2019 AFL Women's season. It's Adelaide Crows and Fremantle.
time here, and the Crows in front by 4 points. And certainly Fremantle had a lot of the play down in their forward line in that first quarter. Lauren O'Shea, give us your thoughts on that first quarter.
Yeah, the defence line was definitely working hard, but I've been really impressed with Chloe Shear up forward. Her strength, as I mentioned earlier, has been great, and Ange Foley through that midfield, just being that kickback and reading the play really well. I do feel like the Crows' communication is lacking a little bit. I feel like we've had a couple of clashes there, which would have just been lack of voice and communication with each other.
So the Crows, where did they finish last year? Fifth.
Dockers finished 7th. They won the year before.
The year before. It wasn't a premiership hangover or anything, was it? This is it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into the second quarter. Let's hear it for our NT girls doing us proud tonight for the Adelaide Crows. And of course, if you hear some wooden Dockers, let's hear it for them as well.
We're about to get the second quarter underway here at TIO Stadium. It's Laurie versus Metcalf from the Crows. She got her hands on it first, hip and shoulder, but there's been a ruck infringement paid, and we'll go to Metcalf, who came to ground heavily just then. Just quickly, Lauren, your thoughts on that first term.
Yeah, it was a full-on term and fairly even, which was great. But yeah, I think Crows, just a little bit more communication and talk with each other would be good. But yeah, using their rotations as they need to in this this heat here as well.
Ange Foley hurried handball out, can't get it. Metcalf is in there again with a lot of body. She presented herself very good early on. In fact, perhaps a little bit too good there. And the free kick's been awarded straight away to Donnellan, the Dockers, out on centre wing. Antonio, goal kicker for the Dockers, in there to get a hand on the ball, can't get it out in front of that scoreboard. 4 points the margin here at TIO Stadium, second term practice match, 2 weeks away from the start of the AFLW season.
So Fremantle will play Melbourne on the 3rd of February to launch their season, and the Crows will play the Western Bulldogs on the 2nd, so we're looking forward to the AFLW competition. Ball's coming out in the hands here of Marinoff. Crows with the kick down towards the edge of the square. Oh, big climb there, but went right over the top. Landed down on the half-forward line, right at centre half-forward, trying to get the handball away. They couldn't get it in the way there. Steph Kane didn't get a hand on the footy. Pack gets over the top. Half-scramble kick come out.
I think this is again where that talk needs to come in.
Stevie Lee Thompson involved in all of that. Kick to the middle. They're out in the open spaces now, and pretty good work there too by Gore. Goes with a handball, links it up with a teammate. She can get clear, does it pretty well. That's Marinoff. And the whistle goes. Going to be a free kick to the Crows out on the wing, or just backward of the wing.
Back to Gore there. Oh no, Ebony Marinoff, sorry. I'm unsure what happened there.
No, neither am I, but Nikki Gore, interesting, averaged more than 19 possessions in a game in the SANFWL. It's taken high there. So, again, body, head. That's Ailish Considine. In fact, no, what's he paid? He's paid a high tackle, but to the Dockers. Contest, further upfield, ball running loose. O'Sullivan can't quite pick it up. Oh, picked up and dumped then by the Crows was Cox. She gets up.
She's a tough little nut, that one. She'll get up.
Free kick paid, and it's play on here.
So the Crows now run across their defensive 50 and a long kick out wide. Player in good position there, got to the footy, got her hands on it and dropped the mark. Ange Foley. Little kick off the ground and good mark taken down there for the Dockers. So again, they keep this relentless pressure on, and the Crows are standing up to it pretty well, but it's the possibility of breaking here. That's a strong mark taken there by O'Sullivan. So O'Sullivan now, she's going to go to the top of the goal square with it. That's a good kick. She tried to get it to her teammate, gave every chance there to Horton. Horton couldn't get it, came off hand, rolls through. Did that go through for a minor score? No, it didn't. Played on quickly, back out towards that half-back line. Stolen here by the Fremantle Dockers. High kick is going to go out of bounds on the full.
That was Antonio there. Her and Donalyn have both been to Darwin a few times before when they were part of the V Swans group and trained with some of the local teams as well.
And Donalyn's the captain, isn't she?
Yes.
I've got to say to you, Antonio is actually giving the Dockers a bit of a boost up forward at the moment, and through that midfield she's working very, very hard for her teammates. Ball's been brought out. Kick up the line. It's going to go to a contest though. Chopping it off, although he's Kane, but I think that, yeah, the free kick will go third man up, so stop from actually involving themselves in the contest. Long centre wing in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand here at TIO.
Jasmine Hewitt couldn't quite get there for that one.
No, Paris Laurie will go back and look further forward. Over the back, Dockers. Here they go again.
Adelaide in front, you know, but the Dockers here having all of the play, kicked down towards their forward line, come clear off hands there. Handball is pretty good right across the face of goals. Too many Crows players there. Short little kick's going to be effective, and they can clear it from there. This is Riley, I think it is, got onto the right boot, kicked it out inside defensive 50. Sliding mark taken there by Donalyn. So the skipper a chance here to have a shot at goal. She's a long way out. I'm not sure, Lauren, that she can make that distance. So again, it's a tough distance, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they'll be looking for someone in that square to take a mark, but hopefully for them, they might get there.
So the skipper's kick, she puts it up to the top of the square. That's a good kick. Oh, that's a strong mark, and it was a good kick, and a little bit of a bump there came from Cox. They didn't like it, and that was Antonio who kicked that goal in the first quarter. Yeah. She didn't like the little bump, but she's taken a strong mark.
No.
Cox's vision earlier when she kicked that one out was very good, although obviously she was under the heat of the moment. I feel she did have time to look around and got that delivery to Riley safely, but he comes straight back at them.
Ebony Antonio, 13 games in the AFLW competition. A little bit of advice there from the skipper.
It's a long 30 seconds, Charlie.
Yeah, what's happened? I thought there might be...
Maybe there's a blood rule. Is there a blood rule?
There's
someone...
something else happening.
Right.
You can see the rotations are happening very fast here, and obviously with the heat up here in Darwin, it's a bit unusual for both of these teams.
So Antonio now from almost directly out in front, kicks at goal, looked pretty good coming off the boot, and she's kicked the goal. She's got two. Good effort for her. Good start to the season for her as well.
Yeah, she's been playing very well and is looking very fit. Obviously a good pre-season under the belt as well.
We just see this contest. That was Ailish Considine that came in over the top there. International recruit for the Adelaide Crows, number 16.
Played a game for St Mary's too the other week.
Oh, right. Now there's a change of weather for you if ever there was, from Ireland to the Northern Territory of Australia. Traditional setup here at TIO. Punched away heavily by McCauliffe for the Dockers, and here they come again. Fremantle going forward, spilled on the ground. Trying to pick it up in there for the Dockers was Gibson. Now it comes out to a teammate in Horton. Horton's right foot snap is true. And the Dockers, who already held a 2-point lead, extend it to 8 points here in the second term at TIO Stadium.
Well, they dominated most of the first quarter possession-wise, and didn't they? But they're showing that's a fair indication of where they are.
They did. That ruck tap was clean straight out, and yeah, that's what you hope for as a ruck, that you just get that tap down and it was out.
See the replay here. Comes out. Look at this. That snap was terrific from Gemma Horton. 9 games AFL experience for her. Ball back in the centre. 22 plays 14. 7 and a bit minutes gone in the second quarter. Footy coming to you from the TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's a trial match between the Adelaide Crows in the white strip and the blue strip, the Fremantle Dockers. Umpire throws it aloft. Good knockdown there too. Was done pretty well by Jasmine Hewitt. But again, the Dockers take it out of the middle. Their clearances have been pretty good down towards their half-forward line. Desperate trying to get the ball clear there was Jess Foley. They've drawn a free kick. She'll be able to go out wide towards the wing. Plenty of Crows players there. Came off hands though. Dockers at the back. High kick up and under. Chance for a mark here, parked underneath it. That was a strong mark taken there by Sally Riley. Umpire says play on. Riley goes over the top of the footy and gets the push in the back and will draw a free kick. Good effort, Sally Riley.
That was lucky. I think, again, she needs that torque so she knows she's clear.
Well, she did the right thing by trying to take the mark above her eyes. As we see a push in the back there, and the Crows will actually be on the receiving end of a free kick there. Up the line they go. Metcalf presented herself. Oh, and the one-handed throw let go by the umpire. Play on was the call. Perkins, long way from goal, well outside the 50, but uses her body very well and then puts it on the boot inside. Foley picks it up. Right foot, she's hoping to get that bounce, and it's bouncing and it's bouncing and it's bounces through.
Very, very lucky there.
Well, she's happy with that, because as a defender, I don't think she would have kicked too many like that line.
No, definitely not. She's done very well with that one. I think once it got off the boot, I don't think she was too hopeful, but it just bounced back.
I reckon Ange Foley's only ever kicked one goal in a AFLW match, but that was beautifully done. Look at this. Watch the break on. She takes a look. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Warney would have been happy with this leg break.
That had no chance when it left her boot. No.
From Waratah that would kick many a goal, many a week, to minimal goals in the AFLW, playing a totally different role.
Crows close within 2 points at the 9-minute mark of the second term. Ange Foley gets a goal. She has got a goal and Forth's got a goal. So 3 to Crows and 2 to Antonio and 1 to Horton for the Dockers from the middle. Big jump there again by Jasmine Hewitt, doing pretty well in the ruck work. Held up again. Players go over the top of it. Umpire's having a look. That's not going to come out. We'll come in and ball it up. Lauren O'Shea.
Jasmine Hewitt, a phenomenal person across the whole ground, but very exceptional in the ruck.
McAuliffe wins out, although it's sharked well there by Marinoff. Question being asked. Free kick awarded.
Now let's hope Marinoff's wearing the mouth guard. She is known to poke her tongue out a lot, and on the odd occasion has chomped into it a few times, Charlie.
Oh, really? While kicking? Yes. Is that one of the habits that she has?
Not a good thing to be doing.
No.
So Dockers have it in defence here, and they can run it out off the boot of Breslin. Defending back there, kicks it out wide. She's got numbers here at the fall of the ball, but the Crows got to it better. They did well back there through Forth. Goal kicker already for the Crows. So the Crows starting to lift their work rate now. This ball goes down forward. Strong mark taken inside 50. Handball is on. Gives it off to Perkins. Perkins on the step and then left it behind. Another chance here for the Crows. Little short kick. Diving effort to mark. Did it go the distance? Yes, says the umpire. Chelsea Randall. This is not beyond her. She's going to look to go short though. She does just that. Got it over the back. Over chance here to our very own Jamie Lee Thompson. Goes for goal and kicks the goal. And the Territory players have kicked a couple of goals on the trot.
That was it. That was Stevie Lee Thompson. And Chelsea Randall, she's such an unselfish player. Yep. Possibly could have gone for that, but just saw the open option and delivered it to her.
Well, once again, if we look on the replay there, you'll see that it's 2-on-1. Stevie Lee just read it better than everyone else.
And
Stevie can't believe it.
Stumbled in celebration.
Probably because I called her Jamie Lee. That's probably caused her all sorts of problems.
No, that's good.
But Stevie Lee Thompson, great goal. So her and Ange Foley get the goals to bring the Crows back into this match and puts them in front. 26 plays 22, 4 points up. 11 and a half minutes gone, second term.
Metcalf versus McAuliffe in the middle. Ange Foley for the Crows has gone in there. So too is Sally Riley. One out. Riley picks it up. Foley tries to step, can't do it. Taken off the boot, is sent forward for the Dockers 50, but a strong mark gets taken there by the defender Jessica Foley, who in a previous sporting life played basketball.
Yes, she's basketball. I've heard too at training she would absolutely dominate when she was playing against the Crows team, so no wonder they've drafted her.
Back in the middle, contest is on. Players going hard over the top, big pack over the top of this. Umpire stands back and has a bit of a look at it. Probably got a dozen or 14 players in there at the moment. Somehow it has to come out. It does, and then they dropped it. Just as they got it on their hand, that was lugged for the Crows. Kick now down towards the edge of the square. The attacking side of the square. Ball held up there and a couple of tackles. Ball goes to ground. Umpire will come in and ball it up. Gee, the pressure is on. Starting to build. Isn't it good to see the Crows respond when Fremantle looked as though they had the ascendancy? Yeah, they've definitely come back now, which is great, but the Freo was definitely dominating that first part of that quarter. Hooker's kick was long down towards the forward line, but the cut-off mark was taken by Jess Foley.
Foley again. Goes out to centre wing looking for another Foley and Ange, no relation. Ball loose on the ground, picked up though by Cox. Turns it back inside. Oh, big hit there. Just as Riley was going to take the mark. And she will be rewarded. I just think the Crows' structure line is starting to look a little bit better. They're starting to gel a little bit better as a team.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've shaped up a little bit in terms of their structure.
So here's Ange Foley along the boundary line. Ran the full distance, got onto the right boot, down to the edge of the circle. Oh, what a great pickup. Chance for the Crows to go deep here. No one down in that forward line. This is roll, roll, roll. Crows will not get there in time. And the clean-up work is done by the busy Steph Kane. Goes out with her kick, gets it outside the defensive 50. Rolling ball gathered in out there by Justin Mules.
Ratchet on her own.
Short kicks, got underneath it. Ratchet couldn't take the mark. Went with the handball. That got smothered. Umpire says play on.
And a free kick's awarded. Ratchett was on her own there, and for quite a while too. That was Ratchet that streamed through, Charlie, while you were on the call, and the good pickup. Just had nothing up forward inside the square. Stubbs will relieve some of the pressure for the Dockers. Scoreboard side. Oh, punched away there. And then landing on her coccyx was Cox.
So she was a free agent, Cox, in the first draft with the Crows.
She's a good player.
She's a very good player. She's a little pest, actually, Charlie, but she does a very good job out there, and she'll just be constantly at you.
Surely they don't have serial pests out there, do they?
Do you know what, Charlie, I'm loving about the game so far is that the standard of the AFLW has really increased substantially in the last couple of seasons, and this is a trial match, but this is a good quality game.
And a lot of pressure on, a real lot of pressure. Here's the handball, comes out wide. And good to see some good work being done by those territory players in this side. So Fremantle Dockers out on that far side of the ground trying to get clear possession, not able to get it. Desperate for the ball on the ground there was Stubbs. Tackling on Sally Riley. Trying to burst her way through there was Marinov. Finishes up now in the hands of Pugh.
We've got Metcalf down over at the side there. Trainer's being called.
Gibson. Ball with it. Crows, that was a high tackle. Umpire says it's all okay. Going to give a chance here for the Crows to bring it down the wing. In front position down there.
Stevie Lee looks like she's earned a free kick.
Stevie Lee Thompson, she's picked up a couple of kicks, getting some possessions. Good for her confidence.
Ratchet's taken high. Metcalf still hasn't moved on that centre scoreboard wing.
Renee Forth there, just dropped that mark.
Back inside. Plenty of options on the inside. Do the Crows have? Eventually they choose. Sophie Lee. Marinoff. Palms off to a teammate. Then siren, finally a whistle blows. Metcalf has not moved,
No.
Charlie. She got rolled into a sort of coma position. Camera will pan back.
Stretcher is coming out.
Yeah. As the players come in and bunch it up.
Oh, that's a dreadful blow, isn't it?
16 and a half minutes gone here. Adelaide Crows 26 points. Fremantle Dockers 22. And Metcalf has really put her body on the line, Lauren, hasn't she, in this game so far? So
She sure has, and she's quite an agile player for her size as well. Let's hope all is okay.
The teams break into huddles. It's a worrying time. Gee, it's a dreadful blow, isn't it, early on in the season in the first trial match to get an injury as serious as this looks like it is.
That's it.
But I got to say to you, Charlie, in this second term, and Lauren, I'd be interested in your opinion on this. The physical nature of the Crows since they came from that quarter-time break has lifted.
Yes,
They've
it
been far more
definitely has.
physical.
They have, there's lots more bumps and bit more protection out there with one another, I think, as well.
So Fremantle taking the opportunity here to make those interchanges, which is a good thing to be doing.
Very wise. I saw their runner earlier here at quarter time sort of bent over and wiping the face with the shirt, and you can just imagine how he's standing in front of the fan now.
Antonio coming on, he's kicked those couple of goals, and Sharp, so they were off having a rest, so they're back joining the 16 that are out there.
Jasmine Hewitt now, she'll be preparing knowing that she'll be the main ruck role now, but they're staying composed and
It was actually just starting to develop in a very good contest between McAuliffe and Metcalfe, because McAuliffe, I think, had a bit of height on her and a bit of reach and was able to guide that ball a little bit better. Clock's still ticking here at TIO Stadium. It's because there's no time on. We're just playing a straight 20 minutes here in this practice match, trial match.
Well, I doubt they're going to get the injured player off before time elapses.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to see Jess Foley have a run in the ruck as well, see how she goes. She's obviously vital down there in that back line, but it'd be great to see her have a run out and see how she goes being a basketballer. No doubt she'll know how to tap that ball.
Well, it's a common thing for players who are new to the sport, for the ball to set them across half back or in the back line so the ball comes to them and they're running straight at it. So that might be part of the mindset of why they've got Jess playing there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think, you can sort of see the play coming down and prepare a little bit. But, yeah, she's been absolutely phenomenal down there, Jess Foley.
So just go through those goal kickers. Ange Foley, a goal. Chloe Shear's got a goal. Stevie Lee Thompson, a goal. And Renee Forth. That's the 4 goals for the Crows and 3 to the Fremantle Dockers. Ebony Antonio kicked a couple of goals. One in the first and one in the second. And Gemma Horton, that wonderful goal that we saw earlier on in this quarter.
So
it's always a sad side, isn't it?
We've got a lot of our local people out there helping out with the bits and pieces and the jobs that need to be done, which is great.
Yeah, I see Jan Ray there.
She is, and Varan, he's the Thunder Doctor there. He's there as well, and Peter Webb from Territory Sports Med Physiotherapy amongst them.
So now there was a mark taken when the whistle. Now I'm not sure whether the whistle was blown before the mark was taken. Certainly the Crows had it up in their forward line.
I think it's going to be Denny Van Hagen's kick.
I was having a look.
The siren's going to go, you would think.
Might be a kick after the siren.
Just going to have to boot this one and hope.
Hold up his. Yep, you're off.
They're just off the ground.
Well, maybe the siren's not going to go, so we tick past 20.
Okay.
Well, he's blowing the whistle to say time's back on, it would seem. So they might have to reset the clock. Chance for the Crows here from a long way out. That's a big kick. Pack gets underneath. Oh, almost a great mark taken down there for the Crows. Little kick off the ground towards the boundary line. Will it stay in the field of play? It will. Crows get across there under some pressure. The umpire has blown the whistle and picked a free kick. So the Dockers stand up steely yet again. Standing on the mark there is Considine.
Just pinged for a one-handed handball there, Charlie, as the kick comes out of defence. Up. Flyer there was Chelsea Randall. Couldn't get a hold of it. Considine trying to make up for it. Quick hands. Can't get it. Held off the ball. Hurried kick. It's landed straight in the hands, though, of Maisie Nankivell.
New player to Crows this season.
Nankivell goes straight across and finds another teammate who plays on quickly and lines it up from 40 metres out. The bounce will go through. Ratchik with great body in the goal square puts it through.
Very good. That was great.
Who kicked that? Was that
Denny Van Hagen.
Denny Van Hagen.
Good goal, wasn't it?
It was. Apart from football, I think her motorbike is her next favourite thing to do.
Well, very clever. Saw no one was on the mark, but look at the body work here from Ratchik.
She just glanced behind and, yep, went through.
Big goal in the context of this game against the run of play, really. Dockers were controlling the game, but the Crows have come back hard in a hurry with 3 goals. Van Hagen, Stevie Lee Thompson and Ange Foley.
Foley coming back on field, but not heading to the middle, or possibly she is. Change of direction there.
So Laurie's going to jump here against Jasmine Hewitt. Crows win it. Short kick. Bounced out towards the wing. Good running and a kick under pressure. Dockers get in the way. They're not able to pick it up. That was Bianca Moyes. Handball out and a kick. Defence there dropping back. Good strong mark taken back there by Laura Pugh.
Pugh looking for a teammate. Oh, and there was Laurie. Paris Laurie couldn't get a grab on it. Good. Got a lot of it though. Loose on the ground. Well, lots of grabbing. The umpire's going to ball this up. We're well and truly over the 20-minute mark, so...
Time must have paused.
Paused and the stretcher was on. Paris tried to take it out of the ruck, couldn't. Oh, coming through hard and heavy with the body then was Katie Jane Grieve for the Dockers. Missing that was Duffy over the top. Crows will have time to settle it down, and it's Randall who has really been a superstar tonight. She's played very, very well. Perkins with a great tackle there to hold up her opponent. Loose. Gee, the Crows are putting some serious pressure onto their opponents. Marinoff sends it out into the open space. Foley trying to win the foot race. Instead, picking it up was Chloe Shear over the top to Foley, who dodges around one. Tries to hurry the handball off. Play on is the call, not clear. Taken high there. No, in fact, it's holding the ball. And the siren sounds to end the quarter.
I think things picked up for the Crows in that quarter. It was Freo for the first part of that quarter, I think, but Crows definitely adjusted and started taking a bit more control.
So the Crows extend their lead. It was 4 points at quarter time. They take it out to 10 points at half time here. The Crows leading 5-2 to the Dockers 3-4.
Okay, that's a very exciting score going into the half-time break. Exciting for Adelaide, 5-2-32 with the lead over Fremantle, 3-4-22. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we'll catch up with one of the Crows girls for our half-time chat. Very exciting first half. We do have to say well done to our NT girls already. Ange Foley, excellent goal in that second quarter there. And of course, Stevie Lee kicking off for the Crows as well. Chloe Shear is up there, and so is Renee Ford. scoring tonight, and for the Fremantle Dockers, we're supporting those guys, Emily Antonio and Gemma Horton in their goal scoring for the first half. Okay, we're not too far away from the second half. Adelaide got the lead at the moment. Lucky enough to chat with Chelsea Randall herself. Thank you for joining me. Perfect timing, sorry, every time. How do you feel after the first half?
Yeah, really exciting. The girls just wanted to come out here today and it's a trial match and we'll just put on everything that we've been doing over the pre-season and practice and everyone's a fantastic outfit and just looking forward to the second half.
We talked about this in trial match. Having their first match tonight. How do you think they're going?
Yeah, obviously we've got Ailish, our Irish recruit, and Maisie, our netballer as well, that have come across and they've just been exceptional for us today amongst many other teammates. So, yeah, waiting to see what we'll unfold in the second half.
What can we expect?
I think we're, like I said, right now our professional outfit and everything exciting. It's still a close game and, we're just going to keep working on some of the things that we want to work on and support the contest and keep moving the ball around the ground.
Awesome, well, thank you and good luck in the second half.
Cool, thanks, Aaron.
Second half about to get underway here. Let's just get an update on that injury to Ariana Metcalf. Lauren, what have you got?
Yeah, so Metcalf went down late in that second term and she's currently being assessed. They did run crutches over to her and it appears to be her left knee. So she was hobbling from the ground before. So at least she is up on it and obviously the stretcher for safety measures there.
Crows up by 10 points. Here's Ash Manakaris.
In the middle, Erin Phillips takes her place in the midfield for the Crows. It's kicked out and they immediately win it away and Erin Phillips comes in to inject herself straight. They got a fingertip on it. Loose on the ground, diving there, can't bring it up. And again, loose again. Here they play on is the call. No clean hands here. Phillips lays a hard tackle. The ball's hurriedly kicked forward and straight into the arms of a teammate. Looks to me
Jess Foley,
like Jess Foley has gone
now.
forward. I was wondering whether or not, Lauren, they might give her a run in the ruck.
Yeah, so I was thinking the same. I'd actually like to see in the ruck, but again, yeah, any key position on that field, I think she will be fine.
Well, let's have a good look at her kicking style here. Came across from basketball. Doesn't look too bad off the boot, I've got to tell you. She's pretty happy with it. So that would be pretty much her first kick in AFLW and she scored a goal.
She's got the goal, yes. She's done very well. And earlier I was saying we have a few players playing their half a game tonight just to rest the body a little bit, a few little niggles, and I was wondering whether it would have been implemented throughout the game. Obviously Erin Phillips had that first half off and here she is now.
So they go back to the centre. So that was a good goal. Didn't take that long, just a minute and a bit for the Crows to go down and kick the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goal kickers and 6 goals is their tally. From the middle, the tap is okay. They can come clear with it now through Grieve, under pressure though for the Dockers. Free kick picked out of it.
Sling tackle there, I think, from Marinoff.
So the kick is going to be out wide. It was put there beautifully too, gave every chance to Atkins, but Atkins couldn't get it. Ball inside 50. They've got runners everywhere here, the Fremantle Dockers. From directly out in front, it's a vacant goal line. No one there, but the ball rolls away, goes through for a minor score. Chance to kick a goal. They didn't quite grab the moment.
No, they didn't. They weren't lucky like Ange Foley with hers dribbling through either.
Yeah, no luck at the bounce there.
So the ball to be brought back into play here for the Crows.
Really taking advantage of that new rule, not kicking to themselves, get it moving straight away, which is good for football. Hewitt couldn't get a hand on it. Loose. This is Considine. Picks it up. International recruit Considine tries to shrug one, and she does. Then it's across to Marinoff, who sends it up. Knocked forward. They can't quite get clean possession away. Marinoff follows up her kick. Picking it up there was O'Sullivan, but wrapped up quickly in the tackle.
So ideal for Marinoff there, being a left footer, getting that kick around.
In fact, it was Pugh.
Fire throws it up. Knocked away by the Dockers out towards the boundary line and carried over the boundary line. You'd have to think, Erin, that Dockers have to kick the next goal, don't they?
Oh, you would think so. Yeah, 3-6 now. I think they'll be fighting hard to get this next one.
Last time they played here, Adelaide won 6-4 to 5-6. So it was a very close game. This one runs the risk of the Crows get well clear, but Fremantle now get a hurried kick away from a pack out towards the boundary line. It's a good run here out on the wing. Kick down towards that half-forward line. Just stays in the field of play. Good chase and good effort here for Horton, who kicked a great goal. She didn't get it. She was put under enormous pressure down there by Rajkick.
Rajkick normally a forward too, so pushed her back.
Gang tackle there. Two players got there quickly. Crows didn't have a chance to get out of there. That was the Crow player down there. Number 37. Oh, was it number 37? I didn't see number 37.
No, I'm not sure.
Knocked back towards the boundary line and out of play.
He might have been Renee Forth, 27.
27.
Ebony Marinoff jogging in there too. She was one of the top place getters in the yo-yo test too, which has replaced the 2K time trial. So her and Ange Foley amongst the fittest and fastest in the Crows team.
Okay.
By yo-yo, they're doing it around the worlds and those sorts of things. And walked
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm showing my age.
I was good at my
It's a bit of a shuttle run.
Oh, okay. Back in there. 8 scoring shots apiece between these two teams. The ball's gone out of bounds there on the full. 4.5 minutes gone here in the third term. Premiership quarter, they say, but it's only a trial match. 6-2-38 plays 3-5-23. Same number of scoring shots. Loose. It's in the centre corridor. You don't want to be dropping the ball there. Now they've picked it up and got it out of there through Sally Riley. In front of that scoreboard. Here come the Dockers again. Setting herself was Pugh. Couldn't quite get a hand on it. And the Crows' defensive 6 really working well here.
Rajic doing quite well in the back line there.
Phillips judges it beautifully over the back, couldn't quite keep a hold of it, then got taken out of the contest. Play on is the call, tries a second effort, does Phillips, and in doing so put pressure on her, on the opponent, and the kick is picked up by Cox.
Little kick to the middle, drop mark there. High kick down towards the edge of the square, parked underneath it, and a chance to take the mark. Wasn't able to do it though was Marinoff. Dockers get across to it. Can they get it forward? No, they can't. Too many Crows players in the way. Ange Foley working hard for the footy. Goes down looking for it. Didn't get clear with it. Handball came out. Dockers trying to get clear, but they can't get their hands on it. Now they'll get it from a miss handball down towards that pocket. And that's a good mark too. Sitting underneath it, taking a strong mark was Stannard. Stannard goes down towards the forward line. They've got plenty of runners down there. The Dockers, a chance for them to kick a goal here. Working herself into space, kicking down, but too many Crows drop back. 3 of them drop back onto the last line of defence. Cleverly done, and they cut it off.
Kiara Bowers took a big knock there before from Ange Foley, but has jumped back up. And poor Kiara was drafted in the very first draft of Freo and has had 3 ACL injuries since, and this is her first game back, so hopefully an exciting season ahead for her.
Jess Foley centred forward, went to the ground. Ange Foley was in there. It's hurried kick, hurried back in though by Kiara Bowers, you were just talking about. Loose on the ground, trying to pick it up. I got to tell you, if that doesn't come out, it could be close to holding the ball. Play on is the call though, and out it comes. Touched off the boot. Ange Foley couldn't quite get it. Quick hands again. Taken high in that contest there. Not very happy about it was Katie Jane Grieve. And the Dockers will go back and send it deep into their 50, you would think, Charlie.
Well, you'd expect so. So Katie Jane Grieve from 50 metres. Let's see how deep she can go with this. There's the kick. Oh, it's a good kick too. Right down towards the edge of the square, knocked back towards the boundary line. Scouting it and picking it up on the run and doing well was Gibson. And Gibson has a shot and then misses and kicks it out of bounds on the full. Which will be some joy to her former teammates, I would think.
That's it. Those nets not being of much use there.
Yeah, that missed by a long way. So 38 plays 23, margin 15 points here. Crows just have pretty strong hold on the match at the moment, and Dockers finding it particularly hard to get some possession. Handball came away there from Lugg. Clever handball, finishes up with Stewart. Stewart for the Dockers inside 50. Whistle Giles free kick. It's going to be a Fremantle free kick. Well, she wasn't inside 50, just outside 50. This is Atkins. Ashley Atkins kicks it high. Pack gets underneath it. Crows do get back in defence in numbers, don't they? Here's a chance to kick it off the ground. Oh, she didn't. She just didn't go for it, and the Dockers missed out on a goal there, and it was carried back over the line and concede a rush behind. So Adelaide doing all the good things, the little things.
They are. They're getting it out and they're filling the gaps in well, but it does seem to come out and go straight back in.
Good strong body from the Crows. And Marinoff settles it down. Back pocket. She's got Gore short. Ignores her. She's going to look up to Jess Foley. Into a contest. Flying was Phillips. Loose on the ground. Hurried handball out. Looked like a one-hander. Play on was the call. Picked up though again and sent back in there by Ashley Atkins. And a juggling mark. Play on. No control. And then caught. Dragged off the ball. And now she'll go for holding the ball. Well, made all the play, made all the effort. Couldn't bring it in was Horton, who has been one of the Dockers' goal kickers tonight.
So the Crows to clear it out now to 50-metre line. They're really pressing here, Fremantle. Horton was a real chance there. You can't criticise her for being caught because she tried so hard to get it down to that goal line. Packer players again over the top of this. Comes out to the Adelaide Crows. The kick by Jasmine Hewitt to the centre of the ground. Dockers with a kick, take it straight back to the edge of the square. Big climb over the back there. Gee, that was a big climb. Coxer got up for it. Gets to it now. Some space to work in here for the Fremantle Dockers from a long way out. That is a booming kick right down towards the forward line and then rolls out of play. It looked as though it was on line, but it wasn't, and it rolled out of play alongside the behind post. So 38 plays 24, 9 and a bit minutes gone. Lauren O'Shea.
That was Kelly Gibson there kicking that one, but was not accurate.
Gemma Horton had her arms out saying, look at me, I'm here in the middle, all on my own in the middle corridor.
They did have space in that one. We were clogging it up earlier, but it seemed to be fairly vacant, that last one.
Foley wins out uncontested, knocks it forward to another Foley. Ange, no relation, sends it back, picked up by Paris though. Resting Ruckman, Paris Laurie. Resting Ruckman sitting one kick behind. Sends it inside another forward 50. The Crows defence really holding strong here as they run it out again. This time to the midfield. Stevie Lee Thompson in the contest for the Crows, but it's sent back in again. Good run by Foley, demonstrating and showing a bit the ex-basketball. A great hip and shoulder there
Danielle Ponta.
by Ponta.
The first long to play AFL on the women's side.
And we've been used to that type of physical contact from Ponta in the women's competition here in the Northern Territory for quite a while, Charlie.
Yeah, how big is the step up, do you think, from that local competition to this level?
Oh, it's definitely a fairly big step up, Charlie. I think it's good having the bridge in there now with the NT Thunder, but this is a step up again.
I've got to say, Charlie, it looked like just then she fitted right in.
Yeah, she belongs there. So the Territory players here in the Adelaide team doing pretty well. Here's the kick by the Crows down towards there, the half-forward line. Chance there to get onto it first was Matilda Sargent. Back out. Handball. Chance for the shot here by Shear from a long way out. The kick is just fantastic.
Yes.
She gets her second. That's a great goal. Chloe Shear gets her second goal.
Doesn't give us too much of a smile, but she'd be definitely happy with that one.
So it's interesting when football works like that. All the play at the other end of the ground, then the Crows go down there and with a minute kick a goal.
The amount of times it was in the Freos forward line, that's it. They didn't convert, and in the Crows, in there once and goal.
Good pressure football there, and interestingly, we've gone, what have we gone here? Nearly 12 minutes, and Phillips, who we know, Erin Phillips, who we know is going to play the second half, is spending her rest period up forward.
Okay.
And not going off. Started in the midfield.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll run out. Yeah, the whole half.
Second half. As Foley against Paris Laurie. One out by Foley. Great tap down.
That was Hewitt still, not Foley. We want her in there though.
Back in. Dragged off. Play on. Well, that was Considine. Picked up by the Dockers. Ponta can't quite take it, gets a little bit of a shove but recovers beautifully, then gets rid of it. Oh, great tackle. They're really putting the pressure on the Fremantle players of the Crows. Ponta with a hurried right foot kick in the centre, bounce. Here they come again, keep it in front. Got options, loose on the ground. Fourth, gives it off. Hurried handball out. Foley can't quite pick it up. And the Dockers relieve pressure.
See, lots of good handball here too. Players start to get a chance to get it away. They will. But here's the Crows with a kick down towards the 50-metre line, and she got there, Erin Phillips, and didn't take the mark. And the Crows gave the chance to the Dockers to get clear, and the kick was good. Out towards Kane, Steph Kane, and she'll go even further upfield. They can run from here. They're out on the wing and up towards half forward. The kick is good, and the mark was good along the boundary line. Gabby O'Sullivan, a long way out from goals. Ponta stood on the mark. She kicked it to the 50-metre line, knocked in the direction of a running player there in Considine. Considine goes to ground, ball and all. Dockers lifting. Step one way and then the other. It was high. And the umpire's blowing the whistle. It's going to be a free kick. It'll come back here to Antonio. She's got a couple already. Going to get the free kick. Ebony Antonio, she's been good, good player.
She has been good, and this is definitely within her potential.
See what she can do with it. She's going to go short. She's got a lead on there, coming straight at her, and they continue to run. So now the ball kicked in there by, that was Kiara Bowers, and pushed away to the boundary line in the end and out of play. Might be a free kick down there to the Crows. I reckon it is.
Yeah. It's just gone out of bounds on the full there in that last contest.
Great smother there by Sally Riley as well.
Many options up the line for the Crows. Uncontested then was Kane. Smothered off the boot. Kane gets it back on a rebound. Diving on top was Stevie Lee Thompson and gives away a free kick, and it'll go to the Dockers. Kane. Ooh, watch that inside the tent. Plays on quickly to Kane. That's a good mark, and that's Jess Foley.
Yeah, back in defence.
Back in defence.
They set up well in defence, don't they?
They
do well. I think having her and so Foley and Jazz Hewitt as well as your tall options have been very good for Crows.
So a little short kick goes across field into the hands there of Radkick, and she uses it well. Gives it off to Nikki Gore, who dropped it. The kick is high to the edge of the square. Big climb at the back is going to give every chance here to Gore again. She gets onto it. She kicks. The goal line was open. She'll roll it down there. Look who's turned up on the charge there. Stevie Lee Thompson goes in, kicks her second goal. She'll be absolutely thrilled with that. Big effort from her.
Rosenwig involved in the play there as well. I don't think she was on that first half, so she's out there, and no sign of Sarah Perkins for this half, so perhaps she's resting.
It was interesting. Stevie Lee Thompson gives away a free kick just in front of us in the grandstand commentary position here, and then bobs up in the goal
there.
square.
So you wouldn't mind that
100
bounce.
metres away.
You wouldn't mind that bounce she got,
No.
though, would you, when you're on the fly?
And definitely know that, yeah, Matthew Clark's experimenting here with different positions and some complete switches.
Well, he's clearly chasing some sort of flexibility moving into the AFLW season. He might have and thrown them around.
258 games he played in the AFL, so he's a good pickup. And this is his first year coaching, and Trent Cooper, first year for Fremantle. So both of them on a trial here as well.
That was one out cleanly there by Foley, who then got it back and put it straight on the boot, sending it to the right half forward. Spilled contest marked over, but again the Crows really putting pressure on the Dockers, their Dockers opponents. Renee Forth sends it up. Can't quite pick it up in there was Antonio. Hurried kick. Now they have time to settle it out, and it'll be Laura Pugh who clears it out for the Dockers.
Out onto that far side where Forth picks it up and goes short with the kick. I reckon Marinoff's been good. Playing, doing a lot of work, isn't she?
She has been good, and her fitness levels are excellent, and you can tell because she's just keep getting to those contests.
A chance now, or a little kick down towards the goal line, and cleared away there by Donnellan, the captain for Fremantle. But a kick from a long way out is going to roll through for a minor score for the Adelaide Crows. So they locked it in there, and they go to 8-3 to 3-6, so 11 shots to 9, but the margin is quite a healthy one.
Kicking over the top there, Ponta. Oh, and she last grasp effort, almost got her hand on her. Couldn't quite. Balking, stepping inside there was O'Sullivan. Kick forward, bounced off. That was almost a falcon, I would have thought.
I thought so too.
Dragged off it. Sullivan again. No one can quite get in there cleanly. Ratchidge comes in and says, I'll pick it up and then kick it forward, and she does. Mark's been paid. Again, Jess Foley, who's moved back onto the ball.
Barron off the option there.
And handballs quickly to a teammate who then sends it up.
Jess Foley's had so much of the footy, hasn't she? Here's the Dockers with their kick back out towards the wing. Knocked away. Gathered in there by Hatchard.
We're definitely keen to see the stat report after this, and I think Foley would have to be up there with the most marks.
So this is Sarah Duffy. The kick is okay. Big fly down there for the Crows. Not able to complete the mark though. Some hard work being done by Nikki Gore. Good back there in defence. Kick down towards the forward line for the Dockers. They get underneath it. She can run onto it here. Here's a chance for Hooker. She wasn't able to get it, nor was Antonio. Whistle is gone, and certainly the Crows are going to come away with the free kick. Their tackling and their defensive work's been really, really impressive tonight. Crows can build from that.
Particularly in that back six. Hatchard goes out wide where the Crows have got a runner. Allen spills what she probably should have taken, was under no pressure, but still has time to get a kick away, which gives you an idea how much space she had. Gives it over to Rihanna Lugg, who's got a runner, and gives it back. Can't quite pick it up. They've put themselves under pressure here of the Crows. It gets socket back in. Is that O'Sullivan? Handball inside. Play on is the call. Now there's going to be a free kick found for the hold.
Interesting there, seeing too Foley just run from nearly the centre to get to that back square as well. Really covering some ground.
This will be O'Sullivan. Presented herself a fair few times during tonight.
She's gone back a long way.
She has, and the sirens just sounded for three-quarter time. 8-3-51 to 3-6-24. The Dockers need this goal. She gives it every opportunity, but looking for that extra distance, pushes it off to the left. So the Dockers improve their position by a point to go to 3 goals, 7-25, but they still trail 8 goals, 3-51.
A very physical quarter there from both teams. I think Crows, their bumps and protecting and crashing packs has been phenomenal this quarter. Been using their tall players quite well, I think, as well, and better use of handballs generally during that quarter, I feel also.
3 unanswered goals to the Crows. They were 10 points up at half-time. They extend it to 26 at three-quarter time. They lead the trial match 8-3 to the Fremantle Dockers 3-7.
Alright, the Adelaide Crows managing to hold the lead 8-3-51 to the Freo Dockers 3-7-25. This is just a trial match here tonight ahead of the AFLW season, but the Crows will be back on the 23rd of Feb, so put that in your diaries. I'd like to thank our sponsors, TIO, Towards Zero, the Northern Territory Government, Carlton United Breweries, Coca-Cola, Statewide Super, No More, Flight Centre, Azalea's Pharmacy Club, Sterling NT, Kennards Hire, Intersport, and our media partners, 7 News Darwin, NT News, and Mix 1 and Hot 100.
Waiting for the last quarter to get underway. 4 points in front at quarter time, the Crows. 10 at half time, 26 at three-quarter time. The longer the match has gone on, the more in control they have been. Been a pretty good performance from them for three quarters. Let's get some comments from Lauren O'Shea. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's definitely been a tight hustle out there until that third quarter there that went by. We've seen, Randall didn't come back on in that quarter, and I doubt she'll be back on this one. So with Erin Phillips playing her half here, just resting a few of those, and just looking at the quality of the players that Crows have got out. We've got EJ out with sore groins. Jessica Sejaneri has a bit of a foot issue. Courtney Cramey out as well with a hamstring. Jenna McCormack has still got soccer commitments, so there's still a lot of depth that's not actually here today. And as we've seen on the field, Clark is obviously experimenting with positions on the field, so a lot of depth and versatility for this team.
And what about the Dockers? What do you make of their performance?
Yeah, they're staying there, and I think obviously this last quarter they'll come out hard. They just got overrun a little bit there, and Crows are a bit more efficient with their disposal, so it'll be an interesting quarter.
Yeah, 3 goals to none in that third quarter. That's a dominant quarter, isn't it, really, from the Crows?
Yeah, it sure is, and it will be hard to kick back. Women's games tend to be a little bit more low scoring, so kicking another 4 or 5 goals to get ahead is a massive task for them.
The trial match here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin for the AFL women's competition, with the Adelaide Crows hosting the Fremantle Dockers. They've done it before and they're doing it again tonight, and they're looking pretty good, the Adelaide Crows, with their new coach in charge of them, Maddie Clark. Here's Ash Menakaris.
11 scoring shots to 10, 25 points the difference, 26 points the difference. Back in, Paris Laurie got a hand onto it, knocked away, and there is a player down in the middle circle again from the Crows, clutching, and it looks like an ankle. Loose on the ground, the Dockers go straight immediately. The Crows go forward, the Dockers are under pressure immediately.
I think that's Jasmine Hewitt down in the middle, landed awkwardly on that ruck tap.
Nikki Gore trying to tap it forward for the Crows, then she soccers it off the ground. Here they go, right foot snap. Unfortunately, just to the right of the uprights and through for a point.
This may mean Foley has to go into the ruck.
You think so?
Which is what you've been calling for.
I've been wanting it.
So the Dockers to bring this ball back in. Now they can play on from there, and that's exactly what they do. It's a long kick out towards the 50-metre defensive, and the mark taken there by Steph Kane. Her kick is searching for a player there, but didn't get it. Cleared up and kicked forward there by Stevie Lee Thompson. Meeting it was Taylor Breslin for the Dockers. She's caught in a gang tackle, nowhere to go, and she goes to ground with the ball. That's Courtney Stubbs, rather. Gee, they laid the tackle on, didn't they? Their defensive work has been terrific. Ball up here at the 50. Off the ground by the Dockers to the centre of the ground. They're getting a little desperate now. Short kick comes back. Hard running at the footy there, Laura Pugh. Onto the right boot she goes. Vacant wing out there, but she's got a player who should get there first, so she's run a long way to get there. Duffy gets there, picks it up. She's got a player inside, didn't go with the handball, went backwards with it short. Kick forward there by Davidson's okay. Strong mark taken there by Donnellan, I reckon, the skipper.
Very strong hands there. She's got the wristbands on to absorb a bit of that sweat.
Donnellan up one-handed there, couldn't quite get a hold of it.
Justine Mills out there.
Running away.
Would have had to have been close to too far, I thought.
Caitlin Rosenberg got her hands on it, but it's picked up though by Gooch. Clears it out. Back to another contest on centre wing. Fell into the hands pretty much of Cox. Dockers can't quite get clean. Now they can. Have a chance to set this one up. Desperately in need of a score. Trailing by 26 points. Goes across into that middle corridor. They'll be picked up by the Crows, and there's a turnover in the middle of the ground.
So the Dockers now right in the centre of the ground. A little look upfield. There's the kick going forward. Might have been Atkins down towards that forward pocket. Getting in the way there was Rad's kick. Sends it back only as far as this player here in Dockers play. Not sure who it was, but the mark was taken by Ashley Sharp.
Thought that was Bowers, Charlie, who sent that in.
I think Sarah Allen, there must have caught one on the way through, but she's up again now.
Ashley Sharp walks back to the 50-metre line. She's having a good sighter at them. So her team desperately in need of a goal. sharp. Can she deliver it? She starts the journey. Good approach. Close to the player on the mark. That is a good-looking kick, but it swings away in the end and comes up with a minor score. Hit the big ones, but they didn't get it that time, and the ball to be brought back into play here by Mariana Radke.
Same number of scoring shots in this last term. Big long kick. Trying to sock it off the ground. They look like Phillips. Picked up and tackled and dumped to the ground. And will a free kick be paid? Yes, it will, holding the ball. Good work, good defensive work there by the Dockers, Stephanie Kane. And sock it off the ground, trying to take it forward as O'Sullivan. Caught her opponent high. A free kick will be paid. Just to ease some of that pressure, Charlie, the Dockers trying to keep it in their forward 50.
Might not be able to do it for much longer, though. They will break eventually. Forced towards the boundary line and goes out in the end. Good, strong work being done there by Steph Kane, and she's certainly amongst the better players for the Dockers today, isn't she? We've caught her quite a few times.
Yes, I've had her down as my best as well. I think her vision has been phenomenal around the ground and hitting targets well.
Throw in here down towards the 50-metre line. That's the arc right behind them there. Grabbed with the footy there was Katie Jane Grieve, and great effort and a great mark taken there. And the little short kick worked pretty well. They can run out of defence now. Here's Rianne Lugg kicks up towards the centre of the ground using the corridor. Handball was good. Kick straight up the middle, and a strong mark taken there by Forth. She's been good too. Kicked the goal, Renee Forth. Had plenty of it. The kick is long. It's good. It's got a target down there. Didn't quite get to the target though, and the target was Ange Foley, who'd love to kick a second goal tonight, but the Dockers equal to the task here, and they come away from defence.
Stannard was the kick forward, not quite there. Trying to clean it up there is Van Hagen. She got caught holding the ball. Sharp tackle there from the Dockers.
What do you think of Ponta tonight so far? First hit out, she look okay?
Yeah, she's doing well. She's definitely holding her own. That third quarter was brilliant on Ponta's behalf as well.
Atkins has got to look upfield, but to be honest with you, she doesn't have very many options. So she's going to have to kick down the line, which she does. Loose over the back. Boundary line might beat them.
Conditions good for playing footy here, though, isn't it? I mean, we've had a lot. The weather's been pretty cruel to us in recent times, but overcast today and a bit cooler.
And there what we see, Charlie, is actually the last touch rule. Last disposal coming in. Now in the AFLW season now, it's going to be between the two 50-metre arcs.
Sally Riley kick made it a little tough for Van Hagen. Stevie Lee Thompson kick across the other side of the ground. Too many Dockers out there will be gathered in by Stubbs. Onto the right boot she goes. It's a good kick down towards her teammate, is not able to take a mark because she was put under enormous pressure down there by Stevie Lee Thompson. Rolls towards the boundary line. Stevie Lee Thompson again. She's finally got the kick she was after. Did pretty well with it too. Got it to the 50-metre line. Knocked towards the boundary line. Hard chase out there, Atkins.
Ooh.
And goes out of bounds on the full, I reckon. Was that a kick or was it touch before it went out?
Just off the toe there.
Lauren, just on another player that's bobbing up in the Crows defensive is Ratchich. She's actually been handy for 4 quarters and played pretty much the whole game.
She has traditionally a forward player, so obviously experimenting with her in the back line, but she's doing a very good job, and obviously strong hands being a forward, but they're being very helpful in the back line.
And strong hands being demonstrated just then by Kelly Gibson.
She's had a few attempts at goals tonight, hasn't she? Hasn't converted yet.
No. They really needed to put the scoreboard pressure on. They've certainly had their opportunities, but they haven't been able to convert them.
Tough decision for her after an AFLW grand final and then changing teams.
She comes back in, it'll go across the face of goal, be loose. The Crows will clean this up here, you would think. They put themselves under pressure. Oh, great tackle there. And a free kick's been paid, or is it? No, it'll be brought back. Well, the tackle looked hard, but it was high, Charlie.
No, okay, went the other way. Yes, I thought it was going to be a free kick there when you called it, but the Crows have it. go out towards their defensive 50-metre line and get clear with a kick into the middle of the ground and dropping back, taking a strong mark there, Breslin. A lot of tape on the right leg and the left arm. Taylor Breslin.
No, that'd be 50, I would suggest. Foley's gone over the mark.
Now this is going to bring her inside 50. So she's going to have a ping from there, you'd think. And it's a healthy 50.
I was going to say, Charlie, with all that tape on, I actually hope she's a left footer.
Yeah.
She might be able to straighten out that right foot.
Drop it with her right hand under her left foot.
I think she's a right footer. She is too. Good kick.
Directly out in front, bangs away a goal, and she kicks the goal. Good goal too. Well done, Taylor Breslin.
Now, no sight of Ebony Marinoff this quarter either, and obviously Hewitt from that injury in that first tap hasn't returned to the ground, so hoping all is well with her.
So Breslin becomes the third goal kicker for the Fremantle Dockers. Horton's got one, and Antonio's got two.
Well, this has proven to be, ignore the scoreboard for the moment, at 8 goals 3 to 4 goals 8. 51 plays 32. It's been a good contest. Very good contest.
Definitely has.
Well, it's what you want in a trial match, don't you?
It
you want to
is.
be tested.
And I will say this about the Crows, though. Gee, they're going to have a bit of depth during this season, 2019. Jess Foley finally makes her way into the middle. Cheers all round in the commentary box. Couldn't quite get a hand on it against her opponent, Paris Laurie. Now it's kicked forward. Going in there to pick it up. Might run at it. Hurried kick away. Ange Foley's got time to look upfield. She's got the leading Erin Phillips. Puts it out in front of her. Bork steps, then swivels around onto her right boot. Falls short. Oh, the Dockers player picking it up there was Stannett. Hurried kick away, but the pressure of the Crows is pretty intense. Their forwards really working overtime as there's a great one-handed pick up there by Hooker, who then kicks it out and finds a teammate in Jasmine Stewart.
Super kick to Stewart, and Stewart turned it straight over. Gave it back to Stevie Lee Thompson across that half-back line. Couple of goals, Stevie Lee. Big night out for her. It might be on her highlights tape at the end of the season, the trial match, couple of goals.
Back in Darwin, moved to Adelaide at the start of last season, so I'm sure she'd be loving being back here.
Now they've got it down towards their half-forward line, the Dockers, but couldn't do much with it. Ball held up here and held in. Umpire says he'll ball it up. Ball wasn't going to come out.
Ange Foley now in the ruck.
Yeah. Loose on the ground. No clean pickup. Oh, taken high, I thought. In fact, umpire Giles Lewis agreed with me.
Ange Foley can ruck, can't she?
Oh, she could do anything. Charlie.
Yeah, of course she could.
Kick forward, punched away. Stevie Lee Thompson was in there cleaning it up. Here come the Crows now. They set it up. Ange Foley again gives herself space, drops it. Still has time, though, to get a kick away, looking for Erin Phillips. AFLW best and fairest. Hard body, then she protects. The call-off's back on for the Dockers. Hurried kick away there from Grieve. Ratchidge to a teammate. They keep possession. Ponta steps one, then puts it onto her right boot.
That's good play, Ponta. Just, calm in the crisis. Got the kick away okay. Here's some work being done by Hatchard. Assistance came quickly then by Mules. And a handball out now, and the Crows can kick. The kick goes right towards the pocket. We'll give every chance here to fourth. She gets to it. She's caught in the tackle, lost it, got the handball away in time, though. Play on, though, said the umpire. He did pick the free kick up, and the Dockers can go with a long kick down towards there, just forward of the wing, or well, in the true wing position, really. The kick's going to go forward of the wing now, down towards half forward. Got over the back. Chance to run on it there is Horton. Kicked that great goal in the second term.
I imagine the legs will be getting very heavy at this minute of the game.
And there's Ratchidge again, putting her body over the ball but earning the free kick first to it.
Early season matches just wear you down, don't they?
Oh, they do. I can just imagine that lactic acid in the legs. They're trying to run out these last quarter.
As Ponta and then across. Here come the Crows again. Sally Riley putting the pressure on. Blocking it up. Out they come. That was Riley. Gets it back, 1-2. Hurried kick. Lucky to get away with that. Really is getting scrappy out there as Ponta with a quick handball off to a teammate. The ball's going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be a free kick to the Dockers.
Oh, that kick will be taken by Hooker. Number 17, Dana Hooker. Giving it quite a roost. Wrong mark taken there. Dropping back was Van Hagen, or Van Hagen. And searching back in the corridor. So 3 Dockers here, what can they do? 3 on 1, but still the Crows were able to win it. And that's happened a bit during the night, Lauren, hasn't it, where they've had the numbers, the Dockers, but not able to get the ball clear.
Yes, we've been fortunate. The Crows have been fortunate in a few of those instances.
Inside 50. There's a chance here for who?
Ange Foley.
Ange Foley's going to go back and have a go. She misses out to the right.
It can't happen twice in a night, can it?
No.
Well, Ange would like to kick as many as Stevie Lee Thompson, I reckon.
Oh, I think she would. And I'm pretty sure she'll mention at some stage her little ruck tap she had there as well.
Driving it outside. And there's Ange Foley to cut it off. She does this so well, Lauren, that she actually reads the play beautifully behind it as Erin Phillips presents herself, then takes a very good mark under pressure. But Ange Foley reads the play so well, she's able to slide from side to side.
Yep, and that her speed is just phenomenal. So, yeah, watching the play and it coming in and then the speed to get the ball and get it out.
Erin Phillips is a great kick, isn't she?
Well,
she's
arguably,
a good kick of the footy.
Charlie, I'll go on a limb, arguably one of the nation's best female athletes right here lining up at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Look at
and
that.
makes no mistake. Puts it straight through and gives the Crows their 9th goal.
It's done very well. Erin, plagued by injuries during last season, so only played a few games, but it's good to see her back, and from all reports has got through the pre-season training and should be, looking forward to a great season.
And a good way for her to come in here. She did lots of running earlier on in that 3rd quarter when she came on, got involved in a lot of the tackles, and then starting to get her game worked out now where she can get in front position, take strong marks and kick goals. That's exactly what she did then.
That's it. And just,
Quality
remembering she hasn't had, that half to warm up into it, so she's hitting her straps now.
Had to get straight into the tempo and speed of the game.
16 and a half minutes gone, so not much time left. It's been an enjoyable match. Might get you to start thinking about some of the better players from both sides. Lauren, if you wouldn't mind. Kick from the middle, though. Stevie Lee Thompson. I want Stevie Lee Thompson to do everything, but they don't give it to her. She's one of my favourite players, I can tell you that. So hard running out there came from O'Sullivan. She was rewarded in the end when she got to the footy, then under pressure had to get the handball away. The Dockers with a little kick and the whistle goes, so it'll be a free kick. Let's have your thoughts on some of the better players from, first of all, the Fremantle Dockers.
Yeah, I think with Freo we've got, Antonio and Donnellan have definitely been dominant. And as we mentioned before, Charlie, Kane has been phenomenal out there in defence, and her control of the game and vision and hitting targets, I think, has been great for Freo.
Stay with this kick. This is Horton. Emma Horton from...
That's a very good kick.
And she managed to get the goal. I reckon
Yes,
the
yeah.
umpire says yes. So Horton gets the goal, her 2nd for the match. So that's a good effort by her. And then some better players for the Adelaide Crows. And take your time.
Chelsea Randall dominated in that first half and obviously is having a bit of a spell now, but she was very good there. Both of the Foleys have been great, and we've seen them amongst the play in a range of positions and scoring some goals there as well. I think Anne Hatchard has done really well. She's actually been pushed into the middle now, but very strong presence there. And as you mentioned too, Stevie Lee has been playing very well.
And Lauren, you think Danielle Ponta fits right in at this level of footy?
Oh, she sure does. She doesn't look out of place one little bit, so it's very exciting to see her out there, and I know there'll be lots of locals behind her.
One out there by the Crows. That was Foley, Jess Foley. Erin Phillips can't quite pick it up under very much a lot of pressure. Umpire Lewis says, give it to me. I'm going to ball it up. Restart. 10 metres towards the Fremantle's goals. Still in the square. Charging through. A lot of traffic, a lot of players. Slung out of there. Foley has to reach all the way down and gets a handball out to and finds a teammate in Martin. He gives it off to Ratchage. Been one of their better players tonight in my books. Loose. Trying to come through and pick it up was Shear, one of the early goal scorers. Now stepped around was Riley, got caught and got pinged for holding the ball.
Worked hard enough, Riley. And can't criticise her for getting caught there. But I just want to ask you, Lauren, because you've been watching the women's footy over the last 2 seasons and this little bit, has the game developed and grown? Is it a better standard now for what you're seeing, even though it's a trial match, than what we've seen, say, in the trial match last year?
Yeah, definitely, and I think it'll keep progressing that way. Every year into the AFLW will just get better and better, and it'll be harder for players to break into it. So it's obviously the direction they wanted, and I think it's very much going that way.
It's good to see. It's hard to imagine that women's footy has got to this level and this standard, but it will continue to grow.
And a few rule tweaks along the way there just to make it a bit more of a free-flowing game.
Hopping back, taking a strong mark, was Davidson. So she's played 14 games, so she's played a lot of AFL matches as well as this player here, Cassie Davidson. It's a good kick from her. And that's an important part of the game too that's grown for, I reckon, the women's football, is the distance they get in the kicks.
Yep, definitely.
And also, Charlie, as the full-time siren sounds, just the structures they are starting to play.
Just give us your thoughts on the trial match, Lauren.
Well, that was great. First one that the Adelaide Crows have won, so that's that's a bonus for those girls there. But yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a great time for the girls to just have a run together, first time as a team. It's great to see our local territory girls out there as well, running around and having a show. And I think the range of positions that those girls played in, just that versatility and depth will be very beneficial for the Crows there. And it's great to have the Freo girls come up to Darwin as well and check out our what it's like up here and how we get through our NTFL season. I'm sure the ice baths will be used well tonight, and I know the Crows have got a bit of a recovery session at Litchfield National Park tomorrow, so they'll head out there and do a bit of a walk and a swim, no doubt.
So the match was fairly much decided, I think, in that third term when they kicked 3 goals to nothing, the Adelaide Crows, to take a lead out to 26 points. They were outscored in the last quarter. It was the only quarter that Fremantle won, but they can feel pretty happy about that. Ashley, good to have you on board. I hope you enjoyed the game.
I did very much enjoy this game, Charlie. It was very good.
Lauren O'Shea, thanks very much for joining us and bringing this match to our viewers around the country.
Thank you.
Lauren O'Shea and Ash Menakaris with a victory here today to the Crows by 20 points in the trial match. 9 goals for the Adelaide Crows to the Fremantle Dockers. 5 goals, 8 by from the TIO.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before you go, we are going to have a quick chat with ex-Eagle Ange Foley and winner tonight here for Adelaide Crows. Well done.